Right, welcome. Some spoilers for this. Some spoilers, I guess, spoiler warning. So, new alleged Batman leaks detail that Firefly will play a prominent role. Now, I will say, spoiler warning, straight from the top. However, probably, maybe not true. I don't know. It's a tricky one, because when we talk about leaks at all times, we always say, look, take it with a grain of salt, it's rumour. Unless, like, I would say, leaks have come to me personally and I can verify them and things like that. But this is just some rando online. And when the randos online come up with all these kind of leaks and things like that, you don't know realistically whether it's an educated guess or not. This actually sounds like it's an educated guess. But who knows? It could be true. It actually sounds good, FYI. It doesn't sound negative. It sounds really, really good. But let's get into it, right? So, a new set of Batman leaks detail that the villain Firefly will play a prominent role in the film. Now, an anonymous user claiming to have read the first third of Matt Reeves' screenplay posted details to Imager on Leap Day. Of all places, Imager. Does anyone use that thing anymore? God damn. According to the leaker, the Batman is very noir, and Bruce, played by Robert Pattinson, narrates in the style of Maltese Falcon and the like. Narration and inner monologues are as true to the Dark Knights as mid-20th century film noir, because anyone who's seen Batman the Animated Series would definitely attest to that. I mean, look, honestly, if they're doing a lot of narration in this, that sounds cool. I actually really like that. It's a way to bulk out a storyline without needless exposition, because it goes hand in hand with what they're saying and what they're doing on screen. I think of Sin City, for instance, right? No one looks at that movie and goes, "Oh, it's just exposition city." It's not really something you think of when you talk about Sin City. So if it's in that sort of vein, it could be really good. Now it continues and says that the plot reportedly revolves around a mystery that will showcase Batman's detective skills. That's what we knew anyway, so this is why I'm starting to think, oh, maybe just educated guess. Now the post backs this up. Batman investigates a series of arsons he thinks will bring down Carmine Falcone, who is a really interesting villain to have, actually, for Batman. Carmine Falcone, I think, yeah, bodes really well. Could be really, really good. But he's described as Batman's biggest adversary to date. Just obviously, this is a little bit of a Carmine Falcone. I really, honestly, do a bit of research. Carmine Falcone's a really cool villain for Robert Pattinson to go against. It's a ground level villain, and it works if they're doing 0 year. It definitely works. Now Reeves borrows a little from Batman Begins with that one, because Bruce, Christian Bale, had just donned the cowl, and Falcone was the biggest crime lord in Gotham, but it wasn't really much that they dealt with in that one. Now continues and says, as we know, there will be supervillains too. Firefly, who has been identified as among the myriad of rogues, is behind the arsons. Now he fights Batman, only to be beaten and captured, alleges the leaks. Now there is an awful lot of Riddler in this movie as well, apparently. Like, he's pretty much the big villain, the head honcho behind everything, give or take. Bruce calls Jim Gordon, who is Jeffrey Wright at this point, and it's just Jeffrey Wright, that's the actor. And the two's relationship is very hesitant and distrusting, which sounds like Frank Miller's Year One, but they have a heavy amount of respect. Gordon also sounds concerned and afraid that Batman is quickly getting in over his head. Played up dynamic, we've seen that before. No issues with that. It's very established, so that's cool. No issues with that. Bruce's relationship with Alfred, who is Andy Serkis, we know that, is uneasy as well. The leak likens them more to argumentative brothers or an uncle and his nephew. We're good, much better than the Christopher Nolan kind of just whiny, bitchy Alfred that we saw. That was a real bad look. I didn't like that Alfred. He was real whiny. He was like, "Oh, if you'd really, master." It was just a bit whiny, bit too whiny. It's good to see Alfred, giving it some, and that kind of sounds like what he's going to be doing here. Now it says things feel like they could bubble over into a fist fight. That's apparently how it kind of sounds and comes across between the two. Which I really like Andy Serkis as an actor. He's a much better actor than most people give him credit for, so I'd really like to see that. I think that sounds Great. Now back to Falcone. He's in court and wins the case, which it seems he often does. There's mention of Harvey Dent. He might do better. Now this kind of goes to the kind of political aspect of things that the movie's going to see. Like, a lot of politicians are being strung up and murdered by the Riddler with, no more lies painted all on their face and blood and things like that. Which this could go into that as well. If you imagine Falcone's behind a lot of these things and then he's corrupt with politicians, could work, I think. Now continues further on. It says, it sounds as if Dent is name dropped without making an appearance. Peter Skarsgård is suspected of playing Dent, according to some reports, but it's only speculation, which is yet hasn't been confirmed. Now, Dent may or may not be present, but Bruce is said to take a more active role in Wayne Enterprises than we're used to seeing. We see him working with and meeting with people in various levels of business. That doesn't scream billionaire arsehole like a prior leak on Reddit, but it is only the first third of the movie, which makes sense. Maybe as he's kind of coming into his own, he does a little bit of it and then realizes to really get people off his tail as being Batman. He must distance himself from being compassionate to his employees. Maybe. It's just a guess. That would make sense from a narrative perspective, wouldn't it? If he's really nice to his employees, people would go, oh, yeah, he's probably Batman. Whereas if he's an arsehole, people would go, well, why would he help people? He's an arsehole, Jesus. So yeah, he's not Batman, that sort of thing. All of this sounds good. It doesn't sound bad. I just think it's an educated guess. Now, it continues and says, regardless, the street and crime fighting are always his focus. Keeping the streets safer and fighting Firefly leads Batman to Oswald Cobblepot. He doesn't go by the Penguin, but is a mobster and head of another crime family. Firefly was burning down Falcone's stash houses and working for Oswald. Interesting. Now, played by the slim and of average height Colin Farrell, and without a nickname, at least according to this leak, we may be in for a big departure from source material when it comes to Oswald Cobblepot. Yeah, but I don't think that's too bad. Especially if they're introducing, the beginning of the Penguin. Maybe he's going to get fat in future. Who knows? The thing is that Penguin being the Penguin, you can have him come into his own. There's no reason for him to be Penguin immediately. And he was introduced by Matt Reeves over on Twitter as Oswald, not the Penguin, which is kind of what they've been doing anyway. But I don't see that as being bad, to be fair. I think that's fine. Now it says, nevertheless, he eliminates his competition. Batman finds the bloodied body of Falcone with a letter pinned to his chest after discovering a question mark painted in blood on the Batmobile. The implication, the Riddler has struck. So the Riddler plays a massive part in this, apparently. Is Riddler working for Cobblepot as well? We don't know. That's as far as the anonymous poster got. Accurate or not, it's pretty compelling stuff, which it is. And this is obviously, this is some of the posts as well. I don't think this is bad at all. I think it sounds fine. It's interesting, scene with Falcone winning yet another court case because against the district attorney. The district attorney's boss mentions Harvey Dent and says he might do better. It's cool that they're teasing Two-Face, which is obviously Harvey Dent. I think this all sounds pretty good, to be fair. It says that the post might not be legitimate, but if it's still there, or if it's there still are mitigating factors. It's possible this could be an early draft of the script, and what they read has already been revised months after. Yeah, I mean, look, who knows? But I like the sound of this. It does sound an awful lot like an educated guess, though. So take it with a pinch of salt. It's all BS at this point in time, I guess. But this movie's shaping up really well. I'm genuinely optimistic for this film. A lot of people have seen... this is, an artist rendering of the stuntman. Changing him up a little bit with a cape, and he is said to have white eyes in this movie as well. We've seen the lenses and stuff, so it looks cool. I'm really looking forward to this. What do you think, though? Firefly is a character we've not seen at all in live action. I think that would be cool. I think it would shake it up a little bit. Him being in and then out, and then Riddler swaps it over nice. A good dynamic there between two villains, which you wouldn't really associate too much with a live action movie. So I think it sounds good. Love to hear your thoughts, so please do let me know down below in the comment section. If you are new here, do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Please do follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews. And if you have anything that you want me to talk about or review, then please do send it over there. Thank you though, guys. Cheers. Take care.